Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another week of DEE'S TALK. This week, I'm just going to share with you that I've decided to cut my kids' hair. Kennedy, Lincoln, and Xander have a ton of hair, but Kennedy has continually asked me to get a haircut, and I keep saying no, no, no. But I decided this week it is time. It is time for him to step into his destiny, and I'm going to let his brothers move right along with him. So today, you'll be following me on the journey of the kids getting new haircuts and new looks. But before we even get there, I kind of want to just talk a little bit about what hair represents for different cultures and for a lot of people. So, in my culture, they usually cut the hair at about 1 year old. And that's because we believe that the hair that you're born with, right, it connects you to a lot of things of the past lives, past traumas, all these things that you come into this life with. So when you cut your hair at 1 year old, you're taking all of that away so that the child can step into who they're meant to be. And that's the West Indian way. We cut the hair at 1 year old. A lot of, the West Indian way is very similar to East Indian. So you see a lot of Sikh or Hindu people also do a hair ceremony and cut their hair as well. A lot of times in Japanese cultures, they cut their hair also between 1 and 3. But for them, it just signifies like a new era in the child's life, right? A new era and a new way of living for this child. Another culture that also, keeps the hair long but will later cut it is the Native American culture. And in the Native American culture, what we do is, they grow their hair out long and they do not cut it until somebody close to them dies. And when they cut their hair, that signifies the grievance. And it also signifies the time that they've spent on this earth with that person. And as the hair grows back, that signifies the new life after death. There's so many different things that are out there to do with cutting of the hair and how it helps children thrive and grow and become who they're meant to be. So today, on April 6th, 2022, I'm going to do it for my boys. Now, I didn't cut their hair at 1 year old. As you guys know, I kind of just gave them a little bit of trim. But today, they're getting actual haircuts. So I'm very excited to see if there's any changes, if these old wives' tales actually truly work or if they mean something. But what we know truly at the end of the day is that hair is important. Hair is important if you have it. Hair is important if you don't have it. Hair is important if you got a good haircut or a bad haircut. It has to do with how you represent yourself and how you see yourself in the world, because it has to do with style and fashion and confidence, right? So I'm really excited to take you guys on this journey with me and my boys. And let's see what happens. Good morning, everyone. It is the day, D-Day, hair cutting day for my boys. And I am so stressed and anxious. I just don't even know what to do with myself. I've definitely had a mimosa already this morning. In our culture, the kids get haircuts at like 1 year old. And for my two oldest boys, Kennedy and Xander, at 1, they had so much hair, I just didn't have the heart to cut it. So I kind of just gave them a little bit of a trim. But Lincoln, my youngest boy, he has what we call like pickly hair. So it took a long time for his hair to like grow in and like fill up. So then I didn't want to cut his hair either. I just give him a little trim. But I know that the haircut's important, and Kennedy has been asking me for a while if he can get a haircut, and I just keep saying no, 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 no. But I know that they need it. It's needed so that they can step into the young men that they're meant to be, especially for Kennedy at his age. I feel like he's trying to assert himself in a way of expression, right? Hair does a lot for a lot of people. If you go and you get a bad haircut, you're wearing a hat. and you're just like, oh, I don't want anybody to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? If my wig doesn't look good, I'm putting a hat on. I can cover it up. But hair holds confidence. It holds the key to confidence, how you feel about yourself. It shows off your flair and style. It accompanies like part of who you are. And so for me, it's just been really difficult, especially in dealing with Kennedy, because I'm realizing now that he's growing up. Lucky for me and blessed by God, Kennedy is so sweet, and he sees how crazy I am about his hair, and he knows his mom is a psycho about it, that he's actually kind of like been very inclusive in terms of, you know, what hairstyles and what I think looks good. And mommy, let's do this together. Let's come up with something together. So that's also been really helpful. The other two boys, I don't feel like they don't like their hair. They're not very vocal about that part of it, but I figure that's something that the boys can all do at the same time with each other. And that's kind of like a bonding thing for them. It's just going to be really interesting to see how they feel after they have no more hair. But I'm definitely stressed. I'm definitely like with high anxiety. But I'm also excited. I'm excited for Kennedy to have a little bit more independence and see where he goes with it. And guess what? If he has a misshapen head and we don't know about it, the hair will grow back. But it's something else. It's a lot of emotions and attachments to the hair. And we'll see what happens. You'll definitely be getting some more vlogs on the way to the barbershop and probably after the barbershop. I'm sure I'm gonna cry. And yeah, but I'm really, in one way I'm excited, and in another way I'm kind of sad, because it's the end of an era. And it's time for Kennedy, especially Kennedy, to step into who he's meant to be. See you on the next vlog.
You like it?
What do you tell him? Say thank you. Come on. Let me fix your shoes and your socks.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We love it.
I want to give a big shout out to Baby at Taylor Made Face.
All right, so their first haircut was amazing. I mean, they look so good, so fly. They look like young men now, not babies anymore. But let me tell you, coming into this place, I was anxious, stressed out. I was like, I need effing cocktail, because I was just like nervous, you know? I don't know what their head looks like underneath all that hair. I don't know if it's gonna be good, you know? So, and for good reason, I was stressed the fuck out. Why? Because Lincoln was the worst of all. Lincoln gave us all hell in here. I mean, my poor mom had to hold him down just to try to cut his hair. But overall, Taylor Made Fades is amazing. I want to do a big shout out to Bailey Tight and Smooth for cutting my boy's hair and taking care of my baby's kids.
So you know what, you guys, it's the end of the night, and I kind of just wanted to check in and tell you how I feel after the whole fiasco of the hair cutting. So how do I feel? I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized because I was like watching all their hair fall off. I'm traumatized because my 4-year-old Lincoln was an absolute psychotic beast. My poor mom had to hold him down to just get his hair kind of cut and like shaved off. I think we probably traumatized the barber too. I literally told him like, listen, after Lincoln, you could do anything. And he straight told me, you know what? I believe it. So it was a lot. It was super intense having all the kids' hair done at the same time. But at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, they're gorgeous anyways, but they look more like young men. And Kennedy now is even like, mommy, I'm gonna comb my own hair now, which is also really like surprising and shocking. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I'm gonna still be combing your hair and get you ready. He's like, no, mommy, I wanna do it. So this newfound level of independence has actually come from the hair cutting. So I guess I have to just get with it, you know? So cheers to you guys for coming with me on this journey with my kids. I look forward to seeing their development from the haircuts. And yeah, I'm gonna have several more drinks tonight and untraumatize myself and take a long nap till the morning. Cheers to you, and thank you for tuning in to DEE'S Talk.
Paparazzi. Where